but how do we get people to think of exercise as not a chore, but just as a part of their daily life and what they do and to improve their health?
Well, there are a couple of thoughts that I have. And one, you're spot on, because if we were to ask 10 individuals, do you think exercise is important and beneficial and so forth? I would be surprised if we didn't get all 10 saying yes.
Yeah.
But if we ask those same 10 individuals, do you exercise regularly? Are you regularly physically active? We'd probably get about 2 who would say yes. Right. And so what's the disconnect between knowing that it's good for you and beneficial and doing it? And it really is, it is rooted in kind of behavioral psychology and behavior change, the science of behavior change and so forth. And I think the way you started this podcast with me, where you asked me, what's my why? Mm-hmm. I think we've got to take more time in trying to understand people's why that relates to physical activity. And I think too often we've been so singularly focused on either getting more fit in terms of, having a better body and being stronger, being able to run faster, as opposed to how can it positively impact my lifestyle and allow me to do those things that I want to and I need to do in life. And that takes establishing a relationship. That takes asking questions, but more importantly, being a good active listener. Because one of the things we try to teach our professionals is that don't come in there trying to be the expert and trying to wow people with your knowledge and expertise, but really come in there to try to be that kind of trusted guide that people can look to help them in this often difficult journey for most people. And we kind of like to use the analogy of try to shift from wrestling with your clients to try to get them to do what they should and ought to do, and that is best for them, and shift that to coming and becoming a dance partner with your client, where you are understanding them so that you guys can work collaboratively to move them gradually towards this sustainable active lifestyle. And I think initially shift the focus from these kind of performance related outcomes and goals and shift it just to process goals. Just if they can, it's just like in nutrition that they will tell people, don't try to radically change your diet, maybe focus on one thing. If you're a big soda drinker, maybe try to replace that with water. The same thing with activity. If you're a person who hasn't done much, just try to find some little activity snacks that you can do. Just try to introduce a little bit more movement in your day, and kind of start there and build on that. And I think too often we try to push people from 0 to 60 in terms of their activity status much too quickly.